The topic of this webinar is we turn boring brochure websites into profitable employees. Quick review of my history, how I got where I am today. I started back in 2004 as a salesman at a mentoring company right here in Utah. And while I was in sales there, I got to see the power of the success of the students that were being coached. And so I became a student in this same company and I learned how to build my first website. Sales was a nights and weekends job. And then I had my first son and I didn't really want to work nights and weekends. So I moved into tech support, which was a big pay cut. You know, sales is where the money is, but the tech support was fine, but it got me into the coaching world. And then after a little bit, I applied to be a coach and I had all this experience with sales and as a student. So I became a coach and I taught other people what I'd been learning. At that point, I built Molar Marketing, which initially started as a blog. Molar Marketing started as a blog because I was sharing information with the people I was coaching about what I was learning or what I'd done. In 2010, I left the coaching company as a manager, became an entrepreneur. In 2010, I left. I haven't looked back. And then eventually in 2019, I rebranded to Web 801. Thanks to Chelsea and Sav and others, I run a successful web agency. We're going to talk about how to turn your website into a profitable employee. And the first thing we're going to discuss is the employee. We're going to talk about what that is. So I want you to think about this and maybe even put it in the chat. What do we expect from an employee? Maybe many of us have been employees. I've been an employee, so I know kind of like what my job description was or what my expectations were. But I want you to think about what do we expect from an employee? And as you think about this, I want you to be thinking about your website as well, thinking about it as an employee. Some of the things that I wrote down when I think about employees, well, I want them to be competent in their job. I don't want to have to train them a ton on the type of what I'm hiring them for. I also want them to be reliable and punctual. They better show up for the job. They better be there on time. They better, if I give them an assignment, they better get the assignment done in a timely way. I want them to be professional. I'd want an employee to be professional, effective at communicating, answering questions, listening, and just being good at communication. Adaptability. I want an employee to be adaptable, to make adjustments as needed to be the best version of themselves. Team collaboration. I want an employee that's going to be a good vibe for the team. It's going to build the team up, and we're going to work in unison and the whole synergy. So I would want that in a team player. Accountability. We want to be able to track progress and see what we're doing and return and report what's happening and all that. Continuous learning. And Chelsea noted this earlier and I forgot to fix it. Continuous is spelled wrong. My bad. Continuous learning. So I'm still learning how to spell. Continuous learning. I want it to be just like I talked about earlier. I want an employee to be an evolving and growing part of the business, to continue learning. Customer focused. They're there to help the customer to get the answers to their problems. Results oriented. So as you look at those, all of those employee expectations, I want you to think about those in relation to your website. Is my website competent? Is it reliable and punctual? Is it professional? Does it need maybe a facelift because it's old or outdated? Is it effective at communicating well with my clients? Is it adapting to the trends in my market? Does it help build my team? Is it accountable, or is it tracking? Do I even know what my website's doing? Or if it's getting the traffic that I hope it gets? Am I and the website continuing to learn together? Meaning, are we testing things or trying things out? Is it focused on the customer? I'm gonna put an asterisk there because you'll notice this now that I mention it. Many websites, even big websites, are often about the company and not about what the company does for its clients. That's a problem. A website is not a resume. It's not a portfolio. It can have those pieces in it. That's what an about us page and a portfolio page is for. But is the website customer focused, like an employee would be? And is it results oriented? Does the website get results? Do we know what those results are? Do we know how to measure those? Now, as I look at the chat, I'm seeing add value, passion, honesty, integrity, reliability, represent positivity, validate the professionalism, all those. It's like you read my mind. Those are all perfect. Good job. So that's what we want an employee to be.